Good morning and welcome back to the
In Lowdown, I'm Dani Vittori, and today we have on Fire Chief Dan Sullivan to give us some updates on the department. Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you're about a year and a half into the role. How have things been going so far?
Good, really good. Built a lot of relationships with the community, with City Hall, and with all of our members on the department. So it's been going very well.
And you came in today and told me some very exciting news. You're going to be getting 2 new engines. Was it tomorrow?
Yeah, we have 2 engines coming tomorrow. We have 4 engines on order, so 2 are being delivered tomorrow. The other 2 won't be here until sometime probably late spring, early summer. And we also have a ladder on order that is scheduled to be delivered sometime at the end of next year.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you were talking a little bit about how departments have even started sharing equipment, sharing things, so it's really vital to get these new pieces.
Yeah, so the maintenance issues have been a challenge throughout the state, right? So since COVID, all of the supplies have been back ordered. So when one thing goes out of service, you need replacements, and the state just doesn't have replacements. So we're constantly sharing with our partners, our community partners, like all the other departments around our area. So as soon as one thing gets in service, it's going somewhere else. Yeah.
I didn't realize that departments did that so much between each other.
Yeah, it wasn't probably until about 10 years ago that it became commonplace. Usually each community would fend for themselves, and lately we've been having to share resources. You don't want any one community being left without the right resources to take care of themselves. So yeah, we built a lot of good relationships with the surrounding communities.
It's great that you are able to build those relationships. And speaking of some of the resources you had, I know one thing you wanted to mention is the drone program, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, so a few years ago, drones, became into the fire service, I should say. We had a few people that, took a liking to it, probably a hobby to begin with, but we have a few people that are known throughout the state for how talented they are. And for the training program that they've developed. So we actually had it out this morning, just showing, which maybe we'll talk about in a little bit. We have a youth program going on right now. So the high school kids were out there taking a look at the drone and some of the other equipment that we have.
What are drones typically used for?
Yeah, so we don't use it just for fire department resources. So. Certainly yesterday there was a report of a child that was missing. So we had the drone out trying to help locate the missing person. We can certainly use it. It has some other capabilities besides just a camera. It has like a thermal imager on there, so we can see heat signatures. If there is a fire, it's got nighttime capabilities, so we can use it at nighttime. But we've lent it out to, or our pilots fly it for the police to help out with just assessing sizes of crowds, where people are moving. We've also used it with water and sewer, other agencies so that they can take a look at the water towers or roof structures to see if there's any kind of defects, with the roofs.
Definitely a multi-tiered tool for sure.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And you actually just mentioned you wanted to go back to it, the youth program that you're currently running.
Yeah, so this was started by Chief Archer, the chief before me, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, and we've been able to run it every year. So it's a month-long program. We take 12 high school kids. They're in their last week right now, and the training division manages it. They've been brought all over the area, so just to kind of enlighten them to what the fire department does. So certainly, we get them in our gear. They can feel what it's like. We get them climbing ladders, but they've taken them out to see the fire academy. They've brought them to see the different specialized teams that we have, like the tech rescue teams, the hazmat team. And then hopefully we'll do some simulated fires before they graduate. but they expose them to how to become a firefighter. So at least in Lynn, we use the civil service system. So they will help them navigate the mass.gov website to apply for to be a firefighter, if that's what they choose. And Cataldo Ambulance has been very generous. Every year they've given 2 scholarships for EMT class.
Wow.
So when they're done, if 2 of them have an interest, that starts them down a career path.
That's great, giving them that option.
Yeah.
Maybe they could be interested in doing that.
Yeah, so it's great. So we like to expose them because they may or may not like it. You know, I mean, what television shows and what the reality is sometimes different. So it's been a great program.
Yeah. And you even just graduated, what was it, 7 new recruits from the academy?
Yeah, so we had 7 graduate. They'll complete their first year in this November.
Right.
And we have 3 more that are waiting to go to the academy, which will bring us up to our full complement. You know, it's exciting times for these people just starting out on a new career, and you know, I'm sure they're nervous. You know, but it's been nice. I've been able to meet all of them. You know, certainly the 7, but even the 3 that are just starting, I've been able to say hi and kind of, you know, quell some of their fears, I think.
What are some of the responsibilities coming right out of the academy? They just graduated. What are some of the roles they fill?
Yeah, so that was a choice we just made here. So what we've done in the past is we've brought, you know, the new recruits in, and we've done some in-house training. So we would spend 4 to 5 weeks with them. We have about 10, maybe 12 people on our department that teach at the Mass Fire Academy.
Wow.
So we're able to give them a good jump start into what they're going to see there. So after that 4 or 5 weeks, we would put them on an engine or a ladder with experienced people, and that would just start to build their experiences. And we would treat them as an extra. So, you know, if it was really that dangerous, then we would hold them back because they still hadn't gone to the academy. So this group that's starting now, we're not going to start them until 2 weeks before. We'll bring them in, give them some of the highlights. They'll go to the academy, and then we'll, when they graduate the academy, we'll bring them back and do some of the Lynn-specific stuff, like the ambulances that we have and some of the specialized tools and equipment that we use here, and see if that model works better.
They learn some of the more broader things, and then you teach them specifically working in this place, this is what you'll get.
Yeah, so if you think about it, when an incident is that large, we rely on outside departments to come in and help us, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So certainly you need to be able to do things that are specific to our community, but if we were to go outside our community or someone comes in, we still need to be able to work together. So common language, common techniques, common, leadership. So, yeah.
And I know one last thing that you wanted to mention was the skin cancer screenings that you do for firefighters.
Yeah, so this was started by the state. It's a free program that they offer to all firefighters. So there's different levels. They start with some classroom training, and then they'll come out to every community, and then they'll scan our people for skin cancer. The next level, they would bring him in and do MRI testing and, a lot more in depth. But I bring it up because with every one of our firefighters has had an opportunity to go through it, and quite a few have taken advantage of it. So we're bringing them in again in the next month or so, but we're opening this up to other people throughout the city. So we're offering it to the police departments because, the police, if a call comes in, they're right there as well. So they're exposed to some of the other toxins that we've been exposed to. So, with the rest of our community, like our fire alarm operators, we're inviting them as well. So we think we'll be able to expand the investigation, I guess. And if we can catch cancer early on, it's certainly, most cancers are treatable if we can catch it early.
Give them that advantage because, as you said, you sometimes are exposed to things as firefighters that more people in the general population are not.
Yeah, I mean, our gear, the gear that we wear, the self-contained breathing apparatus that we wear is supposed to keep the toxins out, but inevitably, there are times when it just doesn't. Whether you're on the outside of the building, you're walking by something, maybe there's, before an incident gets big, you're exposed to things that you didn't realize were there. So we're doing a really good job of trying to keep our people safe.
Definitely protecting them. And I do have to wrap up in a moment, but was there anything else that I hadn't touched upon that you wanted to mention?
No, I think, I'd just like to thank, all of our people. They're the ones that are making this last year easier for me. The city has been incredibly supportive. The city council's been incredibly supportive. Our people have been incredibly supportive. So, I think I have it easy as a chief with the right people around me.
Well, it's great that you speak so highly of them and that you do have such a supportive community and you do your job so well as well.
Well, I appreciate it, and thank you for all you've done for us as well.
Of course. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for watching. This has been the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Dani Vittori, and we'll see you next week with more guests.